Hello friends, welcome to my channel Creating Essence. I am Megan. Thank you so much for stopping by. Tonight I'm going to share with you one of our favorite recipes. This is a great wholesome recipe. The variations of it are super popular, but we do ours with beef and we really like how hearty it is. Tonight I am making egg roll in a bowl. For this recipe I'm going to be using sesame oil. This is a toasted sesame oil. It has a little more flavor. Coconut aminos, cabbage, a large red onion, garlic, a whole bunch of carrots, fresh ginger, and a pound of ground beef. First thing we're going to do is get the cabbage cooking, since that will take the longest. Take off the stem and the outer peels that are a little damaged and cut this in half. Then I cut it in half again to make cutting out the core really easy. When you turn over the quarters, you can see the core really easily right here. And it makes it super simple to cut it on the diagonal and chop that whole thing out. If you have a food processor to shred these quickly, that is a great method. But my food processor recently bit the dust, so I'm just chopping it into thin ribbons like this by hand. Before I start putting stuff in the pan, I like to put some toasted sesame oil in there. A couple tablespoons will do. The heat isn't turned on yet. I just put them in there to get them off my cutting board. Now that I have the third quarter in there, I'm going to turn the heat on medium-high, because by the time the whole pan heats up, I'll have this fourth quarter in there too. The next step is to cut up the onion. Now this pan does look really full, but this cabbage is going to cook down so much it will be less than half that mass by the time it cooks down. Going to give it a little shake of pink Himalayan sea salt. And the next job is to shred these carrots. Like I said, if you have a food processor that can shred these for you, this goes amazingly fast. Give the cabbage and onions a stir every now and then. Now that the cabbage and onions is getting a little golden and is translucent in color, I'm going to add the carrots I shredded. It's about 2 full cups of shredded carrots. And while we have the shredder out, I'm going to get out 5 big cloves of garlic and shred those on it as well. Once you put the carrots in, you want to stir this a little more frequently because carrots do have more natural sugars in them than the cabbage and onions do, so you don't want it burning. Nice little pile of garlic there. Drop it in. Next, we'll get the ginger. You don't have to peel the ginger. I like to use a chunk about 1 inch long. This is a little skinny, so I'm going to use about 1.5 inches long for this. And I put it on the fine grating side and grate it here. When you grate it like that, you'll see that most of the hairy fibers stay here and the most of the peel. And on the inside, we have a really nice fine ginger pulp. let this cook, the last ingredients that we added, a little bit more before we add the beef and the coconut aminos. To go along with it tonight, I am doing some garlic sauteed broccoli. Sometimes they do steamed, sometimes we do something different entirely, but tonight we're doing broccoli. To this now I'm going to add 1 pound of ground beef, as well as about a 1/4 cup of the aminos. It'll take time to break down the beef and incorporate it into the vegetables, but we're just going to keep stirring regularly, turning it all over, and by the time the beef is completely cooked, it will all be broken down into small pieces. The cabbage will be cooked to nice and soft, as will the onions and the carrots. And there you have it, beef egg roll in a bowl. We have a side of broccoli tonight. I like to garnish my egg roll in a bowl with some fresh green onions. Some cilantro can be good. My husband really likes to use some sriracha. My oldest really likes to use some sambal olek. I like either if I'm in the mood, but usually I just eat it like this. You can add a little more soy sauce or aminos, whichever you prefer to use. Salt it to taste, and it's good to go. And that is it, my friends. It took me about 35 minutes start to finish to make this. If you have a food processor to do all that chopping and grating for you, it goes even faster than that. So this really is a great, quick, healthy weeknight meal that is a staple of our large family diet. Thank you so much for sticking around, friends. Don't forget that the recipe will always be in the info box below. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with anyone you think it might be helpful to, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Bye-bye, friends.